This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by Sam Jones. Sam, first off, how are we?
I'm good, mate. How's things?
Yeah, can't complain. Mayweather Chalmers this week, so that should be interesting. Come on to that in a minute. Let's just have a quick recap of the weekend. Cracking fight, Leigh Wood and Mauricio Lara. Devastating knockout. A lot of talk about the stoppage. First off, can I just get your thoughts on the fight and how it all ended and the decision to throw the towel in? A lot's been made of it.
I kind of tweeted what I thought. If you follow me on Twitter, like I thought we'll talk about the fight itself. Great fight. I think. Listen, I've made no secret about my opinions. I thought they were all fucking mental taking that fight with Lara. But listen, Ben Davison's tactics were spot on, to be honest with you, because that's the blueprint's there how to beat Mauricio Lara. But the issue is when you face a puncher like that, you just make one mistake and you get your lights turned out, which is what happened. Great fight though. Fantastic fight. Leigh Wood was beating him pretty much in every department as well. He was out fighting him. He was out jabbing him. His jab was great. Everything was fantastic. And like I say, it's one. I mean, he got a little bit greedy. He got a little bit greedy. Stayed in the pocket a bit too long, and then Mauricio Lara hit him with a tremendous left hook, which would have knocked anybody over. By the way, I mean I've heard people say, "Oh, Leigh Wood's chin, mate." If that left hook landed on any human, no matter what weight, you're gonna get hurt. But yeah, Leigh Wood did great, did himself proud. I mean, it was a Nottingham Forest cauldron, which is probably the furthest thing I'd want to be a part of, but being a Derby fan. But no, I thought it was good atmosphere. They've made a lot of noise for him. Hopefully they come out and support him in like a bit of a comeback fight, and then he gets a big fight again, because he does deserve it. Because listen, although I was critical of the matchmaking, yeah, and I still stand by that. I think it was the wrong fight to take. He has to be commended, because in boxing, those type of fights don't usually happen. It was a voluntary defense. He's a completely mad bastard doing it, but he needs his hat tilting for it, because nobody's doing that. So huge set of balls, good game plan from Ben Davison. Rematch, who knows? I mean, I would like to see the Michael Conlan rematch. I would like to see Mick Conlan win against Lopez and then give Leigh Wood a world title shot. And I think that it makes it. Then you can have a trilogy with Mick Conlan. Then maybe who knows, revisit the Lara fight. But I think going straight back into a fight with a fucking mass murderer like Mauricio Lara is bonkers. But they've shown that they're not bothered about taking hard challenges. So good luck to them, honestly. And I mean it when I say this. Leigh Wood has my full respect, because he's a warrior.
It's almost like in boxing. I was saying to interview Mick the day after. It's like a double-edged sword. In boxing, we're often critical of matchmaking because business-wise it makes sense for the boxers, but in terms of a fans fight, we got everything we wanted, but business-wise,
this is the thing, mate. I was just thinking with a manager's hand. Yeah, I was probably not out of order how I was saying it, like about how I thought it was crazy, but I was just thinking of if I was managing Leigh Wood. Do you understand what I mean? If I was involved, because if someone asked me, "Oh, do you want to fight Mauricio Lara as a world title for voluntary defense?" I would say, "Get fucked." Get fucked. I'm not doing that, because it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. But at the same time, is Ben Davison saw flaws in Mauricio Lara's game, and I can see why they thought, you know what, we'll take that fight, because let's be honest, he was winning. He was winning comfortable, not comfortable. That's the wrong word, but he was beating him in every department. So it's you can sort of see it, but one lapse in concentration. That's what happens with a puncher like that. But listen, as I say, I hope all the boys and all the fans that were cheering him in that fight get back around him and support him, because he's proven he's a proper world level operator, Leigh Wood, which is a fantastic turnaround. What a story his career's been, because it's come from like it's an unbelievable story. Leigh Wood is one of those people where, like, these pros, these amateurs coming up should just look and think, when they have a hard night or when they take a loss, they think, look at Leigh Wood's career and that shows you what life is all about. Like, there's bumps in the road, there's highs, there's lows, there's snakes, there's ladders. You come down it, but honestly, he needs commending, Leigh Wood.
Yeah, and it is the flip side of it. I mean, last year he was on the other end of it, where he managed to get that knockout punch where he flipped up.
That's what I mean. I mean, listen, Mick's a really good friend of mine, and I remember watching the fight while I was abroad at the time, and I was absolutely devastated. But it's hard not to be happy for someone like Leigh Wood, but I was absolutely mortified because I thought Mick Conlan boxed so well in that fight. But listen, this is boxing; it's a 12-round fight, so that's what happens. And again, he's a Rocky story, Leigh Wood. He really is a proper Rocky story, and I think the link up with Ben Davison has listen, it's took him from I'm not saying a mediocre fighter, but like he wasn't a world level fighter. Ben Davison and Leigh together have listen, he battered Kanzu, and he was meant to get Leigh was meant to get beat by him. They battered him. He absolutely battered him. He beat Mick Conlan. He wasn't really supposed to win that fight. He beat Mick Conlan, knocked him out in the 12th round, and then look, he was battering Mauricio Lara in some points of that fight, and then he just got caught. There was a moment in the fight where I thought Leigh had him going. Joe, when he hit him to the body, I don't know what round it was, but I thought, jump over him, jump on him, because this is your chance. But I think just the youthfulness of Lara, he had a good fucking set of whiskers on him, and but look, it was a great fight, and I'm sure, I think I'd rather him take a different fight, but I'm irrelevant. I'm absolutely irrelevant, and I'm sure he's just going to say get fucked to everyone, and he's going to fight Mauricio Lara again. And listen, good luck to him, and I hope to God he wins.
Yeah, I'm going to say shout out for Ben as well, because obviously he knew his fighter, and now instead of us talking about a fight that could have ended up with Leigh going out on a stretcher with a free punch, we're now talking about...
Listen, anybody, and I include anybody in this, if anybody thinks Ben Davison was wrong throwing that title in, mate, you're mental. You're absolutely mental. Ben Davison was 3 yards away from it. You understand? He can see it, he can feel the shot, like he saw his legs. And if you look, when the towel came in, after the fight was waved off, even a minute afterwards, you saw Leigh's legs were shaky. If Mauricio Lara landed one more clean punch on him, you're talking hospitalized.
Yeah.
So, great decision from Ben. And listen, I enjoyed the fight. It was a great fight. And listen, credit to them for taking a challenge like that.
There's a lot of sort of implications for now, what can happen next. Because it was a voluntary, this is one that I don't really see a problem with a rematch clause in as much, because you're giving that person opportunity. But you mentioned how mad Lara is. Lara goes to the side of the ring, and Josh Warrington...
Yeah. I didn't rate that, though. I didn't rate that. I rate Lara as a fighter, but I don't... Listen, spitting is the lowest of the low. I'd rather somebody punch me straight in the face than gob in my face, because it's the lowest. It's the lowest of the lows. It's the lowest of the lows, and I didn't like that at all. I thought dirty pig doing something like that. Don't behave like that when you've just had the biggest night of your career. It kind of like there wasn't enough made of it. Obviously, there was all the credit. Everyone was like, "Oh, Lara, well done." But also, like, what are you doing, you dirty bastard, spitting on somebody? Lara should 100% face consequences for that, because it's disgusting. Like, I'm honestly, I'd have rather him seen him go out the ring and done a fucking and smack Josh. Do you know what I mean? I think Josh would have preferred that rather than gob at him at a distance. It's a scumbag's move.
I could not believe for the life in me. So I was told that this had happened and that Josh had made that sort of allegation. So I was in the dressing room talking to Lara, and I said, "Look, there's been an allegation made that you spat him," and he just said, "You know what? I hate this guy. Want to end his career." And I just went, "So did you spit him?" And he just goes, "Yeah." And I'm just like, but it amazed me how, like, even online, I think if this was the other way around, everybody would be enraged. British fighters.
Oh, mate. Imagine Josh Warrington climbed out the ring, or Leigh Wood climbed out the ring and spat. Like, I don't like how it's kind of being brushed under the... It's disgusting. It's the worst. It's literally, honestly, I'm being deadly serious on this. I would rather someone hit me clean in the face than spit in my face. I think he's a brilliant fighter, warrior. I'm a big fan of him as a fighter, because I just think he's a complete mad bastard. But I think it's a proper rat's move, spitting. Don't like that at all.
Potential for Warrington Lara 3 now, though, because obviously Leigh Wood holds the cards in terms of he could almost say, right, I'll tell you what, if you two want that fight, you write it into the contract, I get whoever wins the fight. Could we potentially Lara Warrington? And what do you make of that?
Like I say, I would prefer Leigh to go and fight the winner of Lopez, Mick Conlan. That's what I think. I would like to see that happen. Listen, before that spitting incident, I would have said, listen, Josh, Lara, listen to me when I say this. As a fan, great fights. They're all great fights. Anything that involves Mauricio Lara is a great fight. But if I'm manager, I'm just like, fucking, he's mate. He's horrible. I can only be honest. He's horrible. So it's just, does Josh really want to fight again? Probably more now than ever because of that happened. It's a personal situation. So who knows? Listen, the Josh Warrington of 3 years ago, I really back against pretty much like against Lara, but Lara hits so hard. He's so uncouth and the way he throws shots and that he's horrible. He's just horrible. I don't know what the best way to describe Lara, but he's horrible. How hard he punches and he's good chin. He's oh no. I don't know. I would love to see, as a British fight fan, Mick Conlan, Warrington, and Leigh Wood have like round robin, all fight each other. That's what I want to see. Like, remember when the middleweights that we had a few years back with Macklin, Martin Murray, and Darren Barker, none of them really fought each other. So there's a chance here now in this division that we can get this kind of thing. I know Mick's Irish, but like there's that kind of feel about it. It's that I think we'd miss a real treat if we didn't see these guys in the ring together and we wasted it all on Mauricio Lara.
Yeah, I agree to an extent.
I know what I'm saying. I'm probably not sounding like I'm not making sense, but I know what I mean. So that's more important.
No, because before that fight, I think I was saying the same to someone. You could just literally have one against the other, win a fight the other, and then still pick the losers off against you because we're going to get great fights. But
yeah, hopefully Mick picks up the IBF and they can start all fighting each other.
Fingers crossed. That's what happens. I think we're going to get an announcement on Mick's fight soon, but we'll.
I've heard it's a pretty much a done deal. So I back Mick in that fight. I think that style is perfect for Mick's type of style. I think Ireland's gonna have a new world champion.
Fingers crossed. Right, I've got to move on to this weekend. Jake Paul, Tommy Fury.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Like, and again, if I genuinely believe if you say you're not looking forward to it, or at least intrigued, you are a liar.
I am, yeah. I need to know.
I'm looking forward to it just to see how it plays out. I mean, someone said to me that I said that Jake Paul could beat Tommy Fury a year. I don't know what. I must have been mad because I think it's more because Jake Paul has actually beaten fighters. He's not beating boxers, but he's beaten like Tyron Woodley's like a former UFC world champion. Do you know what I mean? So he can scrap. Okay, he's not a boxer, but he can scrap. Yeah. Tyron Woodley. So there's an argument to say Jake Paul's beaten better opposition than Tommy Fury up to now, yeah? But I remember Tommy Fury used to train in Derby at my friend's gym. And I promise you this, I used to see him knock people out for fun, like pros as well. I used to see him knock people out at 15 years old. So like whether Tommy's not got any better or he's probably just not took it as serious, I genuinely think you're going to see a good version of Tommy Fury in this fight because, one, his family will disown him.
Yeah.
Two, he will never be able to box again. And three, it's going to be hard for him to sit ringside at a boxing fight again if he loses to Jake Paul. It really is it's embarrassing. Do you understand what I mean for him if he loses? So I genuinely believe Tommy Fury takes Jake Paul out. If Jake Paul wins, it's quite hilarious. But at the same time then listen, fair play to Jake Paul. I like Jake Paul. Genuinely, I've grown to like Jake Paul. I think him and his brother are two geniuses. I do think that, like marketing, everything, they're geniuses. And I think Jake Paul does good things for boxing. Like, look what he's done with Amanda Serrano. He's done good things in boxing. So listen, I wish him well. And I'm really looking forward to the fight because it's like some parts of me I'm thinking, no, Tommy Fury has to win this fight. But then the other side of me, I think, could Jake Paul knock him out? Does Tommy want it enough? There's a lot of it's intriguing. It's really intriguing, and I'm really looking forward to watching. So when people say, "Oh, I'm not paying that," I'm 100% paying to watch that. I can't wait to watch it.
I think, yeah, the thing you said about good things for boxing, what he's done for Serrano is incredible, and I think that he needs to be commended for that because Amanda Serrano is a legend of the sport, and she needed to be rewarded properly. But in terms of if he beats Tommy, I don't want to say is it bad for boxing because it still brings eyes to the sport, but when you look at Tommy's brought into this as the boxer, and Jake Paul's been goading him for years.
It doesn't. I think it would probably more highlight the fact that Tommy's not that great at boxing. It would probably. I don't know like whether he's not took it seriously enough. But listen, ultimately, I know I can't use it as an input. Like Anthony Yarde had 10 amateur fights. Tommy Fury had I think he had 3 or 4 amateur fights. Fabio Wardy comes from the white collar background, so like it is possible to come into professional boxing and be good at it and not have that GB pedigree. Do you understand what I mean? That it's possible. It's not always the case, and it's more often when you have a good amateur background, you'll be a good. But it doesn't always work like that. So, but Jake Paul, we're talking, how long's he been boxing? 3 years?
Yeah, something like that.
There's, 3 years. And like, if the fight's even close, if I'm Tommy Fury, I'm just going to be a boohoo model because boxing's not for. If I'm Tommy Fury, I think boxing's not for me. If I can't get rid of Jake Paul, boxing ain't for me.
It's an incredible amount of pressure when you've got a brother who's.
That's what I'm saying. All the pressure is on Jake Paul's got a big ego, right? So he won't want to lose or get knocked out, but he can just simply say, this guy's done it since he was a kid. His brother's the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm a YouTuber. My brother makes soft drinks. Do you understand what I mean? So it's like Tommy Fury has been bred up to fight. That's what he's been doing. Honestly, I remember him training in Bolton with Peter Fury, with his dad there, training alongside his cousin and his cousin Huey and his brother Tyson. Honestly, they're all like Shane, like his brother Shane, like all of them there together are sparring in and out. Like he took it seriously. He wanted to be a professional boxer before he went on to Love Island. So I don't know whether that's kind of made him go. But listen, all the pressure. I'm sorry it is because listen, I like Tommy Fury. I've known him a long time, but all the pressure, and I mean all of the pressure, is on Tommy. All of it.
I tell you what, he's going to be on top of the world if he knocks Jake Paul out, and especially if he does it quickly because he'll be able to. He's had, and I mean that from a sense of he's had.
Oh, relief. It'll be more. I don't think he'll think I'm a world champion. Like that. It'll be more just be like. So much monkey off the back kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I think it'll be more of a that kind of thing. But listen, make no mistake about it, he has to win that fight. He doesn't have to win for financial reasons because I know Tommy's got dough, so he doesn't need to worry about money. It's more the fact that pride. For boxing, it's listen, he has got the weight of the world on his shoulders on Sunday. He really has. But listen, I want Tommy to win just for that reason because Jake Paul Jake Paul doesn't box again, like who cares? He'll go and make some more YouTube videos and make millions here and there. He can be a great promoter. Jake Paul's a good boxing promoter. So there's a lot of angles Jake can do. Jake Paul can go on boxing misfits. It doesn't matter if Jake Paul loses.
KSI. That's what KSI wants, Jake Paul. Jake Paul's
always... That's what I mean. KSI against Jake Paul. It's a stadium fight. People it's not. But yeah, it is. Not in our world, maybe not. But in the YouTube world, it's a stadium fight. So listen, there's so many options. Tommy Fury loses, mate. He's up shit's creek, mate. That's the end for him. For boxing wise, that's the end. And again, he'll go and be a full-time model or something. I don't know, but it'll be something not to do with boxing. I sound like I'm being like really harsh here, but like I'm just telling you how it is. Like, and I know his family will be putting even what they'll be like. Listen, Tyson's already said, and listen, I know Tyson talks waffle sometimes. Like he has people all like, beating out the palm of his hand, but he said, Tommy, you loses that fight, stay in Saudi Arabia. He half means it.
So I agree with you in terms of the pressure because, wow, but, fingers crossed he gives his best and gets what he wants out of it. You mentioned money a minute ago. We've got Floyd Mayweather coming to the UK this weekend, exhibition against Aaron Chalmers. What's your opinion on this exhibition scene? Obviously, Floyd's coming out, he's having some fun, he's bouncing over. I looked at the O2 and it looks like, obviously, ticket sales are not exactly flown out for him, but it's a chance to obviously see him have a move round, isn't it?
Mate, I'll be honest with you. I'd like to see Aaron boxing the Misfits kind of thing and fight Tom Zanetti or somebody. Like, I have no interest in that because it's Floyd Mayweather, but his body might be here, but his soul isn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not him. You know what I mean? It's just somebody coming to have a laugh. It's not. Listen, Floyd Mayweather is probably one of my favorite fighters of all time. Yeah. Absolute legend. Arguably the greatest fighter of all time. I know people moan about that, but he is. He's up there. He's in that discussion. Fact. But no, man, I'm not really into the exhibitions. I'm not really. I can't get up for an exhibition because I know no one's winning. It's an exhibition. It's not my thing. But listen, good luck to Aaron, mate. I hope he gets paid well and I hope he has a good night because listen, sharing the ring with a legend like that is something to tell the kids about in years to come, isn't it? So good luck to
him. Just off that, just thinking off the top of my head, something that's popped in. A lot of rumours about Manny Pacquiao and Conor Benn.
Yeah, mate. Listen, I know people moan about that fight, but I hope that fight happens. I want to see it.
Yeah, you think Manny Pacquiao?
If that fight's on, you telling me you're not going to watch it or cover it?
Oh, obviously, yeah, but it just seems a bit. It seems a bit strange, doesn't it? A little bit,
mate. Very strange. However, Manny Pacquiao boxed Ugas. I think was it 18 months ago? Just less than 18 months ago.
Yeah.
He boxed Ugas in a close fight. He's not it's not the Manny Pacquiao of old. We know this, but if he's going to fight again, listen, why not? Why not? Listen, I know. Listen, Conor Benn. There's a cloud over him at the moment. I mean, from what I'm hearing, he's gonna get cleared of everything, and he's gonna end up proving a lot of people wrong, which I hope he does. Listen, I was the first person that said straight away. I was like, no, he's failed the drug test. I want to be wrong. I wanted to be wrong. Do you understand what I mean? I want to be wrong because I don't want to see good fighters for my or any fighter for that matter. But as a British fight fan, I want to see Conor Benn in the ring. I want to see him have these massive fights because he's got star potential to Conor Benn. So listen, I want to see how that all unfolds. I hope it unfolds really quickly because it's not good for anybody. It's not good for any side. No one comes out of it looking great. So let's hope it gets resolved really quickly and we see Conor Benn clear his name and get back in the ring again.
Yeah, 100%. Well, look, Sam, I appreciate you giving us some of your time on short notice. Very quick to reply, and it was within like 15, 20 minutes to get this interview done. So appreciate your time as always.
People think, Joe, when people leave the comments, they're like, this dickhead asked for interviews. I have never asked for an interview in my life, ever.
Why would you ask anyone for the interview, though?
Mate, but listen, you'd be surprised, mate, in this game, mate. You'd be very surprised. But people are like, this dickhead, he asks for everybody. Sam Jones, what does he do for a living? He just Sunday sermons. That's what he does. Listen, I promise, guys, I know you don't like, some of you don't like listening to me, but I get asked. So I apologize. I'm just accommodating.
I can confirm it was me who reached out before any give him stick, but
I'll be sure to get stick, mate, but it is what it is, mate. We learn to deal with stick.
100%. You must be doing something right if you've got a few haters anyway.
Listen, mate, I used to be bothered about stick a few years ago, mate, but genuinely, I could not give a flying turd about what anybody thinks of me. I really don't. So leave your comments, use your energy, whether it's good, positive, bad. Good luck. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Nice to speak to you, my friend. We'll catch up soon.
Well, Sam, appreciate your time.